guys, it's your boy, I'm Dallas, back with another video. And today we'll be reacting to paranormal shit. Hey, besides, let's just get into it. Make sure to subscribe, like, hit that bell button, follow my social media. It's gonna be down below in the description. And I'm your host, I'm Dallas, back with another video.
It was sometime in April, peak corona time in my state. Quarantining and lockdown were still in effect. There was nothing to do on Friday and Saturday nights besides Zoom calls with your friends. It was like a week after I finally hopped on the wave and agreed to jump on a Zoom call with my 4 friends, Ashley, Haley, Sylvia, and Alexa. It was a Friday night, and it was supposed to be our little Zoom drinking party. We were going to be playing drinking games and just staying up until the early hours of the morning. Ashley shared the link to join the Zoom call in our iMessage group chat. We joined one at a time, first Ashley, then me, then Haley and Sylvia. It seemed they were all on their laptops. I was the only one on my phone, so I switched to my laptop as well. It took a little while for Alexa to finally join, but when she joined, her screen was black. We all joked around, chanting Alexa's name and whatever, asking her what's up with her webcam. She started typing into the text chat of the Zoom call saying she didn't know what was wrong with her webcam and microphone, that it said both were offline. We continued to joke around about it, but also tried helping her, though we didn't really know how to be of much assistance with that. Eventually she typed in the chat, "BRB, I'm gonna go try to figure this out." So we all went on to our drinking and just chatting on our video chat, while we figured Alexa was doing whatever to try to fix her computer. But something randomly happened sometime into our call. Something completely unexpected that kind of scarred all of us. Alexa's cam suddenly started working, and her box went from black to showing an old creepy man doing something I really don't want to repeat. When he noticed...
Why does it look like he's like for real, getting it in, you know what I'm saying? Why does it look like he, getting it in like, yo, don't work. Alright, that was
turned on. He jumped to close the laptop, and the screen went dark again. The 4 of us screamed and started freaking out. We tried calling Alexa, but now it seemed her phone was off. We didn't have her mom or sister's number, so we all agreed to drive over to Alexa's place to see what was going on. Her mom answered the door in her robe, looking concerned. We asked her if Alexa was home. She said yes and called her down. Alexa never responded, though.
She hit the PH website, dog. I'm telling you, she hit that website, dog. She hit the website. I mean, do what you gotta do to get it back, bruh. Do what you gotta do to get it back.
Her mother said she had just gotten home an hour ago, but that Alexa's door was locked half an hour earlier. We all explained what happened on the Zoom call, and she freaked out and ran upstairs to bang on Alexa's door. That got no answers. We all got a sickly feeling when we realized what could be going on. Alexa's mom called the cops that second, and when Officer Perry showed up...
You're telling me the cops showed up in a snap? Nah, bro, nah. They be showing up in hours. And by the time the incident is already done, you're dead.
We told him everything. He called for backup and went upstairs to knock on the door and tried to reason with whoever could be in there. When there was no response, he began to kick the door down. When he finally broke through the door, there was no one on the bed. The laptop and phone were left on the bed, but no one was in the room. The window was wide open, enough for someone to crawl through and hop outside down to the awning roof below. We all found Alexa in the basement minutes later. She was hiding under a blanket in the corner of the room. She said when she was home alone, she saw some older man with a big knife sticking out of his pocket in the
Ooh, I don't like that. I don't like that. No, 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 no. If I was in that situation, nigga, I'm screaming out, help! And probably gonna beat the hell out of that old man. Cause what can he do, honestly, bro? He got life insurance on the way, dog.
living room, so she snuck down to the basement and hid. She didn't know when it was safe to come out of hiding, as she couldn't hear her mother getting home. Police backup finally showed up, and the information of the break-in and the man was sent to the local news outlets to alert people to be on the lookout. It's crazy how that Zoom call might have saved Alexa and her mother's lives. A few weeks ago, my friends and I decided to hold a Zoom reunion, as we had not seen each other for quite some time, and all of us finally had the time to chat since there was a lockdown in our country. We're all college students, and most of us had lost contact with each other, so we decided to post on our social media that we would be holding a Zoom reunion, which was open to all the alumni of our old school. We got responses from many people, and we even accepted people we didn't know as long as they knew our mutual friends. We wanted it to be a big social event and didn't really care who joined. Finally, the day of the reunion arrived. I scheduled a meeting and posted it on my Instagram story because there were too many people to individually text, which I now realize was a big mistake because I had basically given everyone access to join the Zoom call. The Zoom meeting began normally, with all of us excited to meet our old friends. We made some new friends through our mutual friends, and we were having a grand time, when someone called Sat_An_20 unmuted their mic and started making groaning sounds. We had a friend named Anne, so we thought it was just her pranking us. We texted her to stop because it was getting annoying, but to our surprise she texted back apologizing because she hadn't attended the call due to prior engagements. We were surprised and asked this Anne person to open their video and show us their face or they would be removed from the meeting. They didn't show their face, so I removed them from the meeting. The Zoom call resumed and we were all joking about the incident. Suddenly, my network strength became weak, and I had to leave the meeting. I joined back soon after, but Sat_An_20 had somehow taken the opportunity and re-entered the meeting in the few seconds that we unlocked it. This time they began to share their screen and displayed a video of a black tunnel on loop. We were terrified, and a lot of people were leaving the meeting because of it, but my friends and I were determined to find the person who was destroying our reunion. We constantly tried to remove them from the meeting, but the second my friend's network connection weakened, somehow the Sat_An_20 person became the host. There was nothing we could do now. The account was still playing the video on loop, something in a strange language. We could have left the meeting, but really wanted to know who was disrupting it. Suddenly the video stopped, and Sat_An_20 started talking in a distorted voice about how my brother Rav had completed the ritual and attained salvation, and we could take their help and do the same too. Here's the thing. I had a twin brother who died before birth. My parents had wanted to name him Rav. They told me when I was very young about his prenatal death and begged me to never talk about him. Only my grandparents and parents knew about him, as the subject was too painful to disclose to others. I had always wanted a twin, and blaming myself for his death, I never told anyone about him. Soon after, we had moved to a new city. I was certain that the only people who knew about my brother in the city were my parents. I had not told even my best friends about him. I had no idea how this Sat_An_20 person knew about him. They truly had no way of knowing that I knew about. With shaking hands, and now I know what happened afterwards. I didn't respond to my friends' texts and have since not talked to them. To this day, I know this is an experience I will not soon forget.
You gonna let him diss you like that, dog?
April of this year, my school had made a virtual classroom thing where we would do all of our assignments online on websites like Google Classroom and whatnot. They also told us about a new tool called Zoom, where students and teachers can all have a virtual meeting to talk about schoolwork and stuff. Well, one day in May,
God fucking damn, ugly ass mother.
after I finished my assignments, my dad went out on a night shift at his job. So it was only my mom and my mom was asleep. I called my friends, and we all agreed to try a Zoom call out with each other to catch up on how everyone has been, and it also eventually ended with us playing some console games like Call of Duty. At one point, around 10 p.m., we were playing Modern Warfare, and all of a sudden, one of my friends, who I'll call Jack for privacy reasons, suddenly told me that he saw a very sudden blurred movement behind me in my room, but he wasn't sure because my lights were off, and the only light was from the TV in my room. I have a somewhat small room with only my bed, a drawer next to my bed, a closet in the left corner of the room, and my TV in the front. That's when I noticed that my pillow was on the floor. I went over to pick it up, and I just dismissed it thinking it accidentally fell or something. So I just went back to play with my friends. About 10 minutes passed by, and Jack once again says he swears he sees movement behind me in my room. When I turned around, I saw that the pillow had fallen again in the exact same spot. This time I became anxious because I knew 100% I put the pillow in a place that it couldn't possibly fall without someone or something moving it. I bend down slowly to pick it up, and then I hear Jack scream. I put the pillow on the bed and rushed over to my laptop sitting on my chair to ask him what was wrong. All he said was to look under my bed, and I saw it. I saw two glowing eyes which were lit up by the TV screen. Once the person realized that I saw them, they immediately jumped out and tried to grab me. I instinctively swung my arm at their head, and I hit him right in the nose. He looked to be at least 45 and had long, dry, straight hair that looked like it hadn't been cut or washed in at least a year. He had a scratchy-looking beard and was a very skinny but tall guy. He looked to be about 6'3". He fell onto my bed and I could see his nose was bleeding, so I took my chance and ran to my mom's room and locked the door. I could hear his footsteps stomping through the house coming towards the room, so I immediately told my mom to call the police despite her groggily shouting at me to tell her what was happening. She called the cops, and by then I could hear his footsteps as he was going from room to find where I went. When he came to the room we were in, he tried the handle, and when he saw it was locked, he knew we were in the room. But he didn't bang on the door like I thought he would. Instead, I heard a small chuckle, and then I looked under the little crack under the door, and I could see his feet standing there. As soon as I looked under, he looked through the crack as well, and I could see his bloodshot eye. I also saw a couple drops of blood on the floor, and then on the other side of the door, I heard "You'll pay for that" in a psychotic, high-pitched, childish voice. When I backed away, he screamed like a madman and started banging on the door over and over. I started covering my ears, trying to shut the sound out, and I could see my mom crying. Just then, we hear the sirens outside, but the man doesn't stop banging and shouting. The police knock on the door.
Bruh, stop! 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 The cops do not come that fast.
Pause!
When they hear the man, they immediately knock the door down and come in, literally like something from a movie. I heard the man stop, and I thought the police already got him. When I opened the door, I saw the man facing the two officers, looking like he was going to attack them. When he stepped towards them, one of them shot a taser at him, and he immediately fell and started shaking violently. They cuffed him and took him out to the car, and a third officer came to question me and my mom. I told him the whole story, and then the three officers started searching for the place of breaking and entering, and it turned out that he had broken in through the window in my dad's office room, and they found a small axe and drill under my bed in my room. We later found out this man wasn't documented, and no one knew who he was, and he didn't appear to have any family. He was sent to a mental institution, but that's not the worst part. The police later tried to find out where the man originally lived, and all the man told them was that he lived in the woods near my home. When the police went searching for his home for any evidence, they found a small secluded area in the woods with a small wooden shack. When they went in, they told us that they found multiple weapons, bags of old food, and worst of all, 2 pictures of me, one of me asleep, which was taken from inside the house outside my bedroom door.
Bro, I'm telling you, dog, there's fucking weirdos in this fucking world, like, like, nigga. Next video. Alright, so this video comes from Nuke's top 5 ghost videos. So scary, I got called out.
Top 5 ghosts caught on camera. The Rapids Theater haunting. The Rapids Theater is one of the oldest historical buildings remaining in the city of Niagara Falls, New York. Built in 1921, it has been in operation for almost a century. The theater is allegedly haunted by multiple ghosts. One of these spirits is said to be the ghost of a young actress who took her own life in the back of the theater many decades ago. Witnesses claim that doors in the old theater open and close on their own. Even creepier, theater performers and patrons claim to have seen apparitions walking on the theater stage. When approached, these apparitions mysteriously disappear by walking right through the theater wall. But that's not all. Many visitors have heard strange unexplained noises in the theater, including the clicking of high heels, mysterious whistling, and eerie voices calling out to them from the darkness. The most often heard voice is said to be the lilting, sing-song voice of an unknown woman. Tommy Hamilton from the YouTube channel Hamilton's Haunted Explorations is doing an overnight investigation at the Rapids Theater together with his cousin Des. They are completely alone when they are exploring the main hall's first floor and bar area. Tommy asks the spirits that haunt the building to communicate with them, and it seems like something answers.
Is there any spirits here that might want to communicate with us? Or get your name out? Can you come say your name into my device that I have?
The strange, unexplained voice of a man seems to say, "Help."
It got louder. Okay. When it gets louder and shit, bro.
It was all a dream. I used to read.
Can you come say your name into my device that I have?
Now, Tommy didn't even notice this creepy voice at the time, and he didn't even point it out in his video. I actually discovered this strange EVP while closely reviewing his footage. But what happens next absolutely terrifies Tommy and his cousin. As two ghost hunters are exploring the Rapid Theater's creepy basement, they hear some very strange sounds.
I thought that's Jimi Hendrix for a second.
What was that? Tommy, do you hear this stuff that I'm hearing?
I heard something from up here, but it sounded like a baby cry, and it was weird.
No, I heard like a door creak.
Your creak might have, that's what I might have heard.
Tommy's cousin Des claims that she heard the creaking sound of a door opening somewhere close by. Tommy thinks that it could be the door at the top of the basement staircase, and they go to investigate. What happens next is downright chilling.
Oh my god. It is open. It's not open all the way, but it open more. Bro.
Oh, listen.
Someone's singing.
Somebody's on me right now.
I'm in the fucking video.
A visit from downstairs. Reddit user VanillaBear24399 says that she has often heard strange things around her parents' house, like voices and soft knocks and bumps. She says that her family basement makes her especially anxious, but she doesn't really know why. Then one day, Vanilla Bear's 7-year-old Labrador Retriever Blizzard starts to act very strange. That's when she hears something at the basement door. Here's the chilling sound of something repeatedly turning the basement doorknob and rattling the door. She gathers up her courage and yanks open the door, but nothing there. So what do you think this could be? Is it a ghost caught on camera? Is it just some odd air vacuum that also somehow rotates the doorknob? Or could it be something else? Let me know what you think. No more clowning around. Paranormal investigators Celia and Jonathan from the YouTube channel Paranormal Voyages traveled to the world-famous Clown Motel in Tonopah, Nevada. The creepy motel was founded in 1985, and the motel lobby houses an estimated 2,000 clown dolls and figurines. It basically looks like something right out of a nightmare. Even creepier, the Clown Motel sits right next to a 100-year-old cemetery where 300 people were buried between 1901 and 1911. Many of the deceased were victims of the mysterious Tonopah plague that swept through the local area in the 1900s. The other graves belonged to miners who died in a devastating fire in the local Belmont gold and silver mine. Visitors and employees of the Clown Motel say that they have witnessed some truly unexplainable things. Doors slam on their own for no reason, room keys disappear, and many have heard unexplained whispering voices in the middle of the night. Even more disturbing, some visitors claim that they have seen terrifying apparitions in the motel rooms.
Have you heard about anything that's happened in this room?
I was shaking out the sheets like normal, and it felt perfectly normal, except right down the middle there was like a body.
Go crazy! Go stupid! Go crazy!
He going crazy! Bruh, he is going crazy. Okay, do your thing, bruh.
Because my chest is burning.
Your chest is burning?
Here. I just feel uncomfortable. Is there anything on my chest anywhere? Like here?
It's red.
I had to stop, I'm sorry.
What's wrong?
I got like heart palpitations real strong, and like I feel nauseous, and I feel like I needed to stop talking.
Yeah, I wish his hand would move.
Yeah, but you know what? That takes a lot of energy, man.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Okay, he should leave that one light
But I will tell you this, from what I've experienced tonight, you guys really have a connection in this room. Mm-hmm. Whatever else is in this room. Need my help, Jonathan? You know what? I don't have a connection.
Really?
It's down. It just moved. I just watched.
The House of Horror. The home known as the House of Horror in Asuncion, Paraguay is a home which locals say is extremely haunted. The now abandoned house has a long and very dark history, as 6 brutal deaths have taken place inside its walls. Long ago in the year 1913, a physician who lived in the house shot a man twice after he found him alone with his wife in their home.
I guess you can say that nigga said.
He later claimed that he didn't know what came over him when he pulled the trigger. Then many years later in 2018, a young mother, her 2 children, and her parents tragically lost their lives inside the home at the hands of the woman's husband. The senseless crime shocked the entire city and forever branded the home with the title, quote, "The House of Horror." Several bus drivers that regularly pass by the House of Horror have claimed that they often see a strange shadow-like being late at night that tries to stop the bus. But then the figure simply disappears into thin air right before their eyes. The bus drivers also claim that when it rains, you can hear the crying and wailing of children coming from inside the house. The House of Horror and the strange activity surrounding it has been covered by many news outlets, including this report by Paraguay's C9N TV network. News reporter Alejandra Pereira and her cameraman were doing a tour around the creepy house live on TV when they captured something truly chilling.
Estilo colonial, bastante antigua esta casona. Alejandra, adelante.
Sí, muchísimas gracias, Silvio. Ya nos encontramos en el interior justamente de esta denominada Casa del Terror aquí sobre Oliva y Montevideo para hacer un recorrido con el compañero 𝐬𝐮𝐲𝐽, que también estuvo en el momento que ocurrió esto, ¿verdad? Y nos va a poder también...
En ese baño, Alejandra, donde se había realizado, digamos, el entierro de los 4 cuerpos de las 2 mujeres y de las 2 criaturas.
Sí, este sería uno de los lugares donde estaban enterrados justamente los cuerpos de las mujeres, en este caso, Silvio, según las informaciones que también estamos manejando. Porque parte de otro de los cuerpos justamente también se presumía que se encontró en el fondo, hacia donde nos estamos dirigiendo. En estos momentos ya en el fondo de la casa también.
Ajá.
Did you hear it?
Porque parte de otro de los cuerpos justamente también se presumía que se encontró en el fondo, hacia donde nos estamos dirigiendo en estos momentos ya en el fondo de la casa también.
Bueno, y ahora, ¿qué es lo que vamos a compartir también a continuación, Lorena?
Voy a poner el sonido de ambiente que captó la cámara.
Solamente el sonido que entra por la cámara en sí y no por el micrófono que estaba teniendo en ese momento también nuestra compañera Alejandra Pereira. Si podemos ya reproducir y llegar al momento exacto en el cual se estaba dando lo que eran estos gritos. Ahí está.
Porque parte de otro de los cuerpos justamente también se presumía que se encontró en el fondo, hacia donde nos estamos dirigiendo en este momento, ya en el fondo de la casa también.
So, just what do you think these screams could be? Could it be the shrieks of the victims still crying out for help? Did you see it? Because I didn't. A few weeks ago, I posted a video by a night watchman at an abandoned hospital who caught a shadow figure in one of the rooms.
Alright guys, I'm at the empty floors. I was hearing some noise coming up right now. It's kind of freaking me out, so I'm gonna be filming a little bit. Seeing some What the
Well, multiple people pointed out that even before the night guard sees the shadow figure in the room, there actually might be another shadow figure that no one even noticed, including me.
Alright guys, I'm at the empty floors. I was hearing some noise coming up right now. It's kind of freaking me out, so I'm gonna be filming a little bit. Seeing some
Another tall, dark, human-like shape seems to be lurking at the end of the hospital hallway, but it's so far away and grainy that it's hard to tell. So what do you think? Do you see it? Or is there just nothing to see?
Yeah, stay tuned for another video, and yeah, make sure to subscribe, like, hit that bell button, follow my social media, it's gonna be down below in the description. And I'm your host, I'm Dallas, tuning out of this fucking video. And yeah, man.
You've been chosen. Dad was such a drag. Every day he'd eat the same kind of food, dress the same, sit in front of the same kind of games. Yeah, he was just that.
Like, man, what the fuck? You ain't rockin' with the big boys. Big twitch. You a sad boy. I can see it in your eyes. You ain't that hard. Bitch, you 2016. You wanna walk hard. Bitch, I walk hard.